Ergo has made a lot of good design choices. Do you fear that other platforms will copy what Ergo has done, and for POS to be researched more deeply, where other platforms can do everything Ergo can do? Well, I'm gonna chime in on this at first, and then I'm gonna kind of let Joe chime in on it, because I also am pretty sure that he's got an opinion about this or an answer. Well, design choices in blockchains are like snowflakes. No two are exactly the same because it's all nuanced to the blockchain. Now you can have a bare bones architecture design choice, right? That can be then adopted to other blockchains and other solutions. Copying, they can try and adapt it, right? But I don't really think that necessarily think that adoption of any design choices that Ergo has had is going to be a negative thing for Ergo. In fact, I think that if other blockchains will adopt the Ergo, design choice that Ergo has made, and the technology that Ergo has created, obviously in a fair way, it will widen our ecosystem because it'll give us a lot more opportunities for cross-chain cooperation, for interoperability, things like that. So I'm a strong believer in working with other ecosystems and sharing technology. You have to understand, I personally don't necessarily think that POS killed POW. Some people feel that way. I am a strong supporter of POS. Obviously, I really love it. I'm a Cardano guy. Cardano is all about POS. Do I feel that it's the only way to go? Obviously not, because I'm also on the Ergo team, and Ergo is POW. It is all about the use case, and it's all about the message in the ecosystem that you're targeting. And I think that there's still a plethora of use cases for where POW is optimal, and a plethora of use cases where POS is optimal. And so I don't think that is going to be something where, well, I don't feel that we're in danger of some major design choices that Ergo pioneered to be kind of like taken to POS and then just leaving Ergo in the dust. Just because I don't believe that, the video killed the radio star type of narrative with POW and POS. How do you feel about that, Joe?
Well, one thing that I know is that Ergo was made with relatively conservative design choices, simply for the reason that it's supporting people's funds, right? You could definitely try to make the system a little bit sexier, but in a lot of different ways, there's trade-offs. You could make the block time faster as an example, but then you might get, basically empty blocks, or two blocks minted at the same time, and then, kind of the uncle situation. And being that we don't have unlimited emissions, how do we incentivize that for miners? Which is something that ETH is able to do, and it kind of helped them speed up their network a little bit because they had a lot of macroeconomic control because they had unlimited inflation. No, they had no cap. So we have conservative design in kind of the overall approach. That's something that Alex is very strong on, and looking at, okay, you have something like new research or implementation and zero knowledge proofs. And it's like, let's see how that goes for, maybe a year, 2, 3, and see if the assumptions hold. Because if the assumptions don't hold, then the cryptography breaks. That's a big problem, right? You want to stay away from that. So a big part of Ergo's underlying philosophy is just build on solid foundations. Now, if we see more extended UTXO chains, wonderful. I mean, look at what EVM, that entire ecosystem, has done as it's grown and taken on different chains that are more interoperable. I'm not against that at all. So We also have the potential for side chains. That is something that Ergo does support. So, you may have people that say, okay, I want to create a side chain to play around with some of the parameters of the main chain and see what happens. I guess you can do that on testnet. You can bring that in as a side chain, see what happens. I think that research and development and testing and the progress is all wonderful. I'm not going to be against that. That's a part of why open source is important. There's a weird mentality in the space, like, what if someone steals what we did and makes it better? Good. If you're really attached to having this technology be a disrupting factor, that's a good thing, because it brings all of us closer to that goal.